I'd say that like 70% or at least majority of industry producers don't know music theory at all. In fact, I was just watching a Mr. Kojo interview and he was saying that he knows no music theory at all. Like after a decade of producing, he's made all of his hits not even knowing what a chord is. So as producers, I'm pretty sure that like we all know that we don't need music theory to make beats, but it's more of how industry producers make beats with no music theory in the first place. Like, how do they make these hits? This video will answer that. In this video, I'm going everything that you need to know about making beats with no music theory at all. Let's get into it. First off, all industry producers have been making beats for years, so like they've just built up that ear to the point where they know what sounds good. Getting that foundation with a melody from scratch is usually the hardest part with making beats. So here's the 3-step process that I found that's like a cheat code to making good melodies. First, find the sound that you like to play or click in a melody, and then just come up with a pattern that you like. So I got this sound in Omnisphere. Oh, that's hard. Hold up. Wait, I forgot what I played. Let's just go tools, dump score, last 2 minutes. Also, if you're putting in notes and you don't really know where to put your notes, what you can do is go to tools oh shoot, wait, no. You can go here, go to view, and then go to scale highlighting. Choose a root note that you want. So let's say we want C minor, then we'll go down to minor here, or if you want to put in major, you can do that too. And then once we click this, then it'll put in our C minor scale, and all the white notes are going to be in key. And then these darker colored notes over here, we don't want to use any of those. Those will be out of key. So once you have your pattern down, then you want to find a sound that can play low notes. This could be like a piano, a brass, a bass, anything that can play good low notes, because what we're going to do is we're going to establish our root notes. So I'm going to clone Omnisphere and go to an E piano, and all you want to do is go down usually to like the C2, C3 range, and you just want to come up with your own root note progression, anything that in your mind sounds good. And now the third step is to find a new sound or clone one of the sounds that you already have and then build your chords. I'm just going to clone the E piano that I have. It's way easier to build chords once you have somewhat of a foundation down, because you can actually like just hear the notes and see what actually matches a lot better. I'm just going to combine them into one actually. Oh, there we go. So once you have your foundation done, then you can mess around with the sound selection. You can do inversions, which is pretty much just taking a note here that you have from your chord progression and then moving it up or down an octave. You can transpose it up or down. And from doing this, you'll keep that foundation that you just created, but you'll also adjust it to your liking so that you're just kind of making it more of your own sound. All right, so now for counter melodies and spicing things up. Okay, I swear, with counter melodies, there's no rules to it. So if you just play the pattern that you made and then you try to hum, if you just hum, like think of a top line that you can hum, you'll come up with something. Like you try humming like to this melody. I can already just think of different melodies and different counter melodies that I can add on to this. Let's go to Xenology. I want to add a flute now. I might change up the sound, but that's the pattern. Let's add more kind of melodies. I'm gonna go to Mellotron. I love the strawberry flutes preset. Now let's transpose it. Ooh, let's go to some Diva. We're gonna add one more counter melody just because I can hear it in my head. That vibe. So one thing you can also do is add phrases, accents, and textures, and this pretty much is going to immediately spice up your melody. A good example of this, of a modern song, is going to be Cinderella, Future and Metro Boomin. Metro used like this guitar phrase and a few other accents that I heard in the background of the beat, and I thought that that song is a really good example of how just adding like a few accents, phrases here and there can really just elevate the entire beat and the song as a whole. And then lastly, what you can do is add effect VSTs to either flip or get the certain tone that you want with your melodies. So some good examples of VSTs are going to be Mellowfi, RC20, Shaper Box, can't forget about my baby Portal. And that's what I'm going to do with this actually. I'm going to route all of these to a channel, and then I'm just going to try and get a specific tone. We're actually going to add gross beat to this. I want to add some of that like shimmer. And now here's what our full melody sounds like. But before that, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, it would mean a lot to me if you guys subscribed on this. It'd mean a lot to me if you guys subscribe so that I can keep on making more videos just like this one. Alright, it's drums time. It's going to be a lot easier to have good sound selection with your drums when you have quality kits that have quality sounds and have sounds that are also up to date. So a few people who make great kits, Lunch77, DB, your boy, Lucent, Mindwave.audio if you guys want to go check out some kits. But definitely go invest in just like one drum kit that has a lot of great up-to-date quality sounds. So now I'm going to be going over my personal process to drums. First you want to get your clap. I'm going to go to my Illuminate kit and grab this dirty clap. Add a little stutter right here. Velocity change. Next we'll get a kick. And we're not going to actually use a kick in this beat, but I just want to get the bounce down. Now I'm going to get the bounce with my hi-hat. So to do that, I'm going to keep it less busy where the kick and the clap is hitting, and then more busy in between those spaces. Add the same roll here. think we're just gonna go with a 2-bar pattern, but first let's change up the velocity. So once we have our main bounce sound with the kick, clap, and hi-hats, then we can start to add our other percussion elements, open hats, rim shots, stuff like that. All these sounds are from my unreleased kit too. I want that hard 808. And now for your 808s, the safest bet is to always put them on the root notes of whatever your chord progression is. So for this, we'd have to go to our chords, then go to the bottom here. Remember when we established our root notes, this is what we drew in right here. And we also know the trick of taking your 808 and putting it up 2 octaves and then playing it just to see if it's in key. But I find that when you do that, like the 808 is so short, like it's hard to tell if it's really in key or not. So what you can do is actually get a bass sound, something like a sub that has a bit of crackle to it. Something that you can really hear even at the higher octaves. But you can also see what other notes sound good. And then just copy this pattern into your 808. Alright y'all, it is the next day. Of course my camera dies, but I'm pretty sure that we left off doing the 808s and I pretty much just finished them. Coming to the next day and listening to this beat, I want to do a little switch up with the melodies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this bell that we added in the beginning. Then just sample out this pattern here. So we're going to render out this, and now we have this right here. Then I'm going to reverse it and then let's pitch it up 100. And then let's take everything, transpose it up 1 so that it matches. Go to the drums, and then we just got to get the 808. Make sure you put that up 1 too. All right, perfect. This is in total what our drum pattern sounds like. I talked about this in an Instagram reel that I posted. I pretty much said that your 808 should have purpose, especially like with a slower BPM like this. I think it's good to have an 808 that just hits really hard and then there's like a build up into the next hit. Just try to keep that in mind. Like, don't just be putting 808s in your beat just to put them in there. Like, make sure that every note that you place has purpose to it. So in summary, we established our foundation with root notes, chords, and patterns. After that, we messed with our sound selection and doing inversions and transposing to pretty much get it exactly how we want it. Number 3, we added counter melodies and spicing things up with humming, phrases, accents, and textures, and effect VSTs. And then we went through drum selection, some great places to get drums, my personal process to getting the perfect drums for every beat, and then getting the right 808s through octave change and using like a bass or a sub bass with some grit to it to really get those notes down. This is in total how industry producers make beats with zero music theory. Now all we have to do is just mix and lay this out, and then we're going to be able to listen to the full beat. Alright, we got the full beat. Like this video and comment if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you want to see more. You can also tap in with me on Instagram and TikTok at ProdLucent. I also make content on there. But in total, here's the full beat. Let's take a listen.
Play that back, Lucent.
Alright, that wraps it up for me. Catch you on the next one.